Hello dear friends, this is Moscow Hawk speaking and reporting from Moscow. So we have this map of the whole globe is here still. And we zoom into Belarus, Europe, Moscow. We have Iceland here, the island of Iceland. And Belarus is here. Minsk is the capital, of course, as you know maybe, of Belarus. And the news for today is that the KGB of Belarus, or Belorussia, they announced that they disclosed a terrorist act which was meant to take place in the end of February on an airfield near Minsk, the capital of the republic. So Belarus is most likely the only ally of Russia on the continent. If we don't take Budapest, the Viktor Orban and Peter Szijjártó, his foreign minister, which are quite, not loyal, but more objective. Anyway, as if we compare them with other foreign ministers on the continent, Annalena Baerbock in Germany and in the Scandinavian countries and so on. But this incident is very, very serious, and they take it quite seriously here in Moscow and also in Belarus. It was supposed to destroy such a plane, A-50, which is the Russian version of AVOX, or the Soviet one, which is Airborne Warning and Control System. This action was made by nationalistic forces of Russian people, which claim to be in some nationalistic voluntaries corpus, it was like the people fighting Soviet power for some Russian nationalistic ideas during the Second World War. But Alexander Lukashenko, he is and was very serious about this. He called his counterpart or colleague, Vladimir Zelensky, a scum or rotten scum even, gnida. It is very harsh vocabulary and rhetoric as for, moreover for people in such positions. But he says he's a doll for the CIA, for foreign intelligence services from the States, of course, and maybe from Great Britain as well. But the KGB of Belarus, they disclosed this act, and before, such people from those Russian nationalistic volunteer organizations, they attacked Bryansk region, which is not so far away, and they came in uniforms like that with those flags, and claimed to have occupied the towns, small villages of Lyubichany and Sushany in Klimovsk district of the Bryansk region. So those people, you see, they are with the yellow ribbons of the Ukrainian National Army. They claim to be partisans. They call themselves partisans. In my opinion, they don't have anything common with partisans, because they are shooting. They kill two people and they shoot at children going to school, and injured 11-year-old boy, Fyodor, which now is a national hero in the Russian Federation. But they call themselves partisans, which is positive word, of course, partisan in Russian and other languages. And we here see the consequences of those killings. This man was just driving in his Lada car. It's blurred. It's unpleasant, of course, dead body, and they just shoot at this car. They call themselves Ruski Dobrovolsky Korpus, which is something common like ROA, Ruskaya Освободительная Armia, which was a Vlasov structure. It was ruled by Abwehr, the security services of the German Nazi forces. There was Vlasov. He was the head of ROA, Russian Freedom Movement or Freedom Army. Yeah, but of course they took him up to the wall. The Russians after the war, when they disclosed his traitor, he was a traitor, and they shoot this Vlasov man. So here we see the other car attacked by those terrorist band or group from Ukraine, which came to Bryansk region. This is a red car, a red Jeep Lada Niva, with the driver on the wheel. He is unfortunately dead body there. So he was driving kids to the school. It was like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and those people attacked him, shoot him from distance, but the kids, they managed to run out of the car into the forest there, and this Fyodor, young boy, he saved the kids, and he is now regarded as a hero in the whole Russia. So this is what they did there. Of course, infamous action. They call themselves, partisans, which is of course quite controversial talks from those people. And the other action this nationalistic forces did, that was blowing the plane in Minsk airport, but that was unlucky action. Anyway, the situation now on the fronts is approximately like on this map. It's shown pretty well here. It's from Redovka. The Russian territories are red, as we see here. The main emphasis on this map is, of course, Bakhmut or Artyomovsk. So the Russian forces gradually, but step by step, they seem to be succeeding in encircling this city, Artyomovsk, which is, of course, of quite much military and strategic importance. Although Lloyd Austin, the Minister of Defense of the United States, and other NATO people from the West, let's say, they claim now that, well, Artyomovsk is Bakhmut is not so very important. Well, Artyomovsk is the Russian name. The Russians want to name it Artyomovsk, but the current name is, of course, Bakhmut. The Germans, they called Stalingrad, although they hated Stalin, and the siege was around Leningrad. Somebody claimed they wanted to change it into Adolfsburg. Anyway, that's not what we are talking about now. But the red territory is Russian Federation, and Russian forces, which they are controlling. When they take, or we think this will happen, and we wait this to come true, more or less, because this is the ultimate plan of the Russians and the Wagner private military company. They will have open roads to other cities, key cities in Donbas region, the cradle of the uprising against the Kiev new government in March 2014, when this strange change of government, coup d'état, they say, took place in Kiev. We are talking about Kramatorsk and Slaviansk, those cities here, and they say that they will have easier access to the middle of Ukraine. If they are going to take Poltava or Kharkov, that time will show, of course, but Odessa is quite likely to be the target of the Russian, to close Ukraine in the south from the Black Sea. So that would strengthen the Russian military logistics situation, and moreover, if we are talking about Pridnestrovia, this region in between Ukraine and Moldova. So now strange things are happening this evening in Tbilisi, in the capital of Georgia. The Protestant movements are taking down to the streets and fighting the police now. in those hours because of new laws Parliament adopted against foreign agents. So it seems to be, well, still another color revolution in Tbilisi, in Georgia, and the government now is well, might tomorrow take this law back again. Tomorrow we will congratulate all women with the Women's Day, 8th of March. So for now that's all, and we wish you all the best.